Okay. Now before I get going on with this stream, this Meter Molecule servers are being a real dog's bum right now. Let's put it politely. Like, there's obviously nothing wrong with my internet, but I am forever getting connection issues popping up. It's like if I go to if I back out and go into something like load it up, you get a little icon down here somewhere. It'll be sort of like a Wi-Fi connection icon, but it's yellow and it's got like 3 little half circles, and then this thing takes forever. It's just their end. I don't know if they're about to do a service on it or what, but it's been super laggy. So I thought, see, here I'm pushing to go to this way, and it's taken forever to load up. My internet is fine. I've done tests. I'm getting 30 plus megabytes a second, so it's not my internet. It's their servers are playing up. That's why always online gaming is like a bad idea, a very bad idea. Because if you've got questionable internet or whatever, it's like you're going nowhere. But this is technically episode 1 of tips, tricks, helpful hints, that sort of stuff. I'm just checking to see if there's anything new. The first one I done, like here's a good example. It took forever for it to load up my creations, but if I come into here, again, it's taking forever. It's not my end, it's their end. But if I come into here, we'll find, that's the one I done in the last stream, so if we open it up, I'll have a quick look at it. It was more showing like how you can do skies, some basic water effects, that sort of stuff. If no one's in my stream to ask questions, I don't know what to show people, like what people could be stuck on or whatever. So I'm just going to pick issues I see quite often. I've noticed recently I've had people having issues with interacting with characters. Again, this is all server end, it's not me, it's their end. Here's another issue I've been noticing when I'm having connection. See how it was just showing, where are we? They were all those icons, or those icons, which means they're online. This is a good example. This guy was having trouble with the shrink, and he wanted to have a character better grow and shrink. Oh, he's added a, this is a collaborative one right now, so he's editing it as he goes along. But, as you see, the one on the left can shrink and grow with the left shoulder button. So I helped him with that, and the easiest way to do that, like if I come into here and we'll start up a new one. No, that button's not going to work because the server issue. There's the yellow icon. Start new, create new. See, I'm assuming a lot of people, when they do this, they'll grab a puppet. Again, not going to go into too much details, but they'll get a puppet and they want it to shrink and grow, thingy. They'll come in and they'll go, I'm not sure what they'd be using, but the easiest way to do it is get a keyframe, highlight the thing. Normally you highlight the hip, you shrink it down however you want, and okay. That's all you got to do, and then you can come into here and then grab whatever button you want to be that. So if we change circle to be that, so when I hit circle, it will activate that keyframe. So if I now push the play button, and I go and go play, and that's usually what they get is happening. Is the character stands there, floats, it all looks a little weird. I'm assuming that's what most people's issues are. As I was explaining to the guy before, don't do it that way, because that's when I run into the bugs. What I've got a tendency to do is, I'll delete that. If I clone the puppet, so if I back, that's already all the way out, and clone it, is precise move. And the reason I clone it is so I've got a guide. Right, and then we're going to go, while the entire thing is, we're just going to shrink it down to whatever we want the shrink to be. So if we want 50%, we'll go down to about 50%. Now if we go in, it's shrunk and it works properly. But another problem people usually do, or if you look at the puppets, how fast it's moving. Also while you're in there, open up it, and because we shrunk it by about half its walk speed, so if it was 2 go 1, half its run speed, so that'd be about 3. Half its jump, so that'd be 0.5. You don't have to worry about too much of the rest. Now if you go in, and select the small one, it seems to work correctly. Now we want it to be that size at default. So what we're going to do is open up its chip. And to make it less confusing, we'll make our own little extra chip. We'll put it that. Call it grow. This is purely for organizations. And we want it to be this size. We're going to have to take note of this one here. That one. Because we're going to have to change that. And those ones there may have to be adjusted. I don't think they will. But if it looks odd, then you'll... But that one there, if we get this one and go... Clone. And we're going to clone it. So now when it's running, it does those animations. Yeah. But if I grab a we'll have it toggle. And we're going to make it toggle with the circle button again. So circle into, I'll move it so you can see it, into that one. Because we want to better go up, down, up, down. We want to better switch between the two. If we put that into B, it will only switch to B and we better go back. This would toggle it down, and then down will go back to the top. That one will go, and that will go up, which will go to B, and then up will go to A. So your preference. And then we're going to get the puppet, and we're going to get a keyframe. And we're going to grow it. I've done it at 50%, so if I back out and go to about 200. Oh my god, I hate the fact that you can't... 201, close enough. I've been okay. Now if I throw that into A, so that is by default on. Now if I possess the puppet, see how it doesn't move? It's because obviously I've grown the wrong thing. So what I'm going to do is go back in, delete it, go in by 1, grab another keyframe, and grow that by that, and get it to roughly where we want it to be. And if you look, you can see how small the feet are. I'm not going to worry about the feet. We're not going to worry about that just yet. We're just going to make it look roughly right. I could go into more detail and like align it up correctly. But I'm just gonna go roughly there. And do the same thing from the A to there, so it's on by default. And if we come in, see how it shrinks when I run? That's why you needed to copy the run animation. The jump all works. Actually, I believe the jump's passable. We're not gonna get too fussy. We have to get this one and do the exact same thing as we've done. Make sure we're in by 1 and just get that and shrink it to grow it to about 200. If I can get it exactly the same as the other one, yeah, 202 is good enough. And make it so it looks like it's a run animation, like it should be. That, and save. And because that and that are the same one, what we're going to do is come into here. We're going to run some simple chips through here like this, but they're both going to be the same one. So we're going to go there, there. Actually, keep the one to there and there. That is the one that is grown, so I'm going to keep it at the top. Throw into there, throw into there. But while it is at grown, we want the top one to be active. So we're going to grab A, select the L1 and square, and put it to the power. Do the same with the bottom one, and do it from B. So looking at it now, the bottom one is not active, which is the standard run. But the puppet is the size of the feet. So it will not activate that run, it will only activate the grown run. So if we now go in and run, it shouldn't change. But if you look, the running is not much faster than the other guy's walk. Because remember, we slowed it down. So what we're going to do is, while you're in there, a trick, hover over it, both the shoulder buttons will snap to it. While you are got that one open, and got that one, we'll go left shoulder, square to open that up, or left shoulder and X to edit it. I'm going to do that, I'm going to put this back to how it was. So it was a 2, a 6, and a 1. Save. Now it should move more correctly. And if I hit circle, it would still be running correctly. That is the easiest way to grow and shrink. Now obviously that's shrinking, but if we just wanted the puppet to be bigger, we could already use this one as its... I will close all this stuff off. And just so we know which one is which, let's change its color. We'll go to paint, we'll go to pink, add a bit of pink. That's fine. So if we just want it to grow, the grow seems to work better than the shrinking. So you can just open this up, go to there. We don't even have to add anything extra. We just make sure we're in by 1. So zoomed out as far as we can go. Hover over the puppet and go left shoulder X. We'll zoom in by 1. That's all you're going to do. Then you want to grab the keyframe. Place the keyframe and then hover over the hip, because the hip is the origin of the character. I can show you how you can tell that shortly. And we just grow it to, yeah, we'll go that. We'll get it standing roughly right. We'll separate its feet so it doesn't look weird. And that was what, 2.5 times or something like that. So ideally we need to go out by 1, open the puppet's things, and then we'll up that to whatever we want. We're not going to bother with it. Save. We'll grab the controller, grab the circle, place it in there. So that one there shrinks, that one grows. We jump into it and push the grow. And because I didn't edit the run, it still does tries to go back to its initial size when it runs. Again, you could always just make it, where are we? While zoomed all the way out, go to here and just turn run off. And then you don't have to worry about that. But then the puppet cannot run. When you think it just walks. But when it grows, it still just walks. Ideally, the best method would be to clone one pose. So for example, that pose. We'll go to here, clone it, and use that clone to edit any other things you want to do. So if it's large, you would obviously grab the thing, scope in 1, and then enlarge it. So if it was 250, if I can get it, go to 250. Close enough. Get it to roughly this spot. Set that there. Move it out, save it. That is ideally, and then obviously you tell it that, like we did with the other one, use the chips, the pass-throughs, have them both run from the run to that, Again, up and down, smaller size, go like that, so that would be the original. Larger size, go to that. And then you'd use, if that is turned on, because we're not doing the toggle like the other one, what we need to do is get, in this particular method, what you can do is open these two up, and by default the top one is to be off, right? Because we're on the smaller one. And then when this is active, so go left shoulder X to edit it, turn this one on, that one off, save it. That will save those changes as well. So as it is now, that is off, but when we are running, when we press that, that will switch those over so the top one is active. So what we can now do is if we go back out and turn the run back on, doesn't matter what speed it is, that's a little too fast. There's fine. If we come out to here and now grab it, it can still run. Oop, fell off. It can still run, and when we press that, it can still run, but it's running at the scale of the smaller character. So that's the grow and shrink covered. That we can close these up now. And if you want to do, what you can do is go like this, go here and go quick save. We'll call it an element. We'll call it a contraption. Help, stream, episode 1. So now it's saving that creation as a save, but we're not done yet, so we're not gonna exit. So that one shrinks, that one grows. Puppets picking other puppets up is another issue. The easiest way there's 2 methods you can do. I explained to a guy that asked for the help. You could dummy swap, which is where you'd get, for example, if we grab a couple of puppets, we're going to get 2 puppets. This puppet, we'll paint him so we can tell him. If we get the red, Before I go too far, if you go select and select, you can see little dotted lines are in both of them. If you paint one, it'll do them both. Okay, so we've got them red. But just so you can see the difference, I'm going to paint its head a darker red. Just so you can see, like, there's a slight difference. He wanted to make one character pick up another character, but if you try and get, for example, this character pick this character up, the two controllers will conflict with each other and it would do some crazy stuff. But if you get, for example, this one and delete the chip, and now if we go to play, that one there isn't a character anymore. It is literally just a dummy. It just stands there. So in theory, that will not interfere with anything. So if we now get him and we'll go clone, we'll shrink it down to whatever size we want. We'll say, yeah, there somewhere. And we want it in the hand. So we'll go that hand there. We go this. Highlight the hand. Like that. So as you can see, the puppet is clear, the hand is clear, but everything else is blurry. Then we're going to place it aligned. So we'll go there. And we'll say there. And we'll go to about there. I'm not going to go into detail like how you can get this to work better. But it's like that. So now if we go in there, it shouldn't do any sort of weird shit. But if you look, it fell out. So what we're going to do is tell it that it is... where are we? Come in. Select the puppet. And if you look into here, turn that off. Turn that off. This is its hitbox. I'm not going to worry about that. We'll leave that. We'll leave that about there. I can get into that if you want, but so long as it doesn't move and doesn't collide, we should be good. That's it. See, it's in the hand, but it's... See what I mean by some weird shit? Actually, why is that doing that? Okay, if I get you and we'll go out by one. So that does. Oh, yeah, see, it's not attached to the hand anymore. What we... Ah, okay. Yeah, I get what it's doing. It's still got mass. Okay, and the little hand can't deal with it. So we're getting into mass. We'll go to here. This one here. Turn that off. To be extra sure, you can actually go in by one. And while on its hip, double click. It will then select every piece. Then L1 and square. Turn its collisions off. This is what it can hit. If you come into here. So actually we can leave that alone. We'll turn friction right down, density down, and ignore gravity. That means this no longer has any weight to it. So it should not affect the hand like it was earlier. Keyword shouldn't. Yeah, see the hands... Oh no, it's still doing it. Okay, we can fix that by tightening up that joint. But what I would normally do is if I come out to here, this is how I would normally attempt to fix this. I would get this puppet out here somewhere. We'll grab a new shape. So we'll get that. Sphere's probably the best. Place like that. Now we're going to turn its stuff off. And we're going to put this puppet into that. So we're going to highlight it, click on it. So the puppet is now attached to the ball. And just to make it easier to see, we're going to go like that. So now when we back out, we're moving the ball and the puppet comes with it. But we don't want to see the ball, so we're going to go in by one. Visibility, not visible. As I showed in the previous one, it's no longer visible unless you come into here and click on that one. it'll become visible again. And then we can grab this and put the ball in the hand. So we'll go to about there. Do that. Oop, wrong one. And that one so we can see it. And then put the puppet there. So in theory, that puppet isn't attached to the hand. It's attached to the ball that's attached to the hand. We'll see if that fixed the issue. It's not really. It's lessened it, but not by much. Okay, so if we come into here, we'll turn on the X-rays, and we're going to grab the hand. Turn the spring all the way up. And that should reduce the movie. Not really helping. Okay. Excuse me. Because this is being a real pain in the butt to get it to work like this, there is another method. It's a little bit more work, but it's... I'm going to make it so we can see him. Delete that. Like that. Because the puppet is based off the hip, if we get another ball, go into here, we're just going to make it look roughly the same as the hip. It doesn't have to be exact because we're not going to, then we're going to go like that. Then we're going to clone the top part of the puppet and the bottom part. So we're going to go into here, get a clone, and with the highlight over the top, just go like that. And do the same with the legs. So there, again, double click to highlight everything attached. Clone, cross, back it out. Now we can, wait, did I not? Okay, let's try that again. Double click, clone, back it all the way out, make sure it's not attached to anything. No, wait, that's done. Oh my god, that's the same one, isn't it? Yep, I can't have to do the top again. Do that. Clone. Make sure it's not touching anything. Alright, now it shouldn't be good. Okay, I can now delete that. These here are no longer puppets. They are literally sculpts. Because the hip was the puppet. We're going to grab this. We're going to attach it to that. Oops. Scoping issues, just highlight them all and group them together. That is what I find to be the best. One leg. And the other leg. And grab that, and we'll attach it to the bottom part of this. That to there. Doesn't have to be exact because we're faking it. Do the same with that. Up there. Okay, does that look? We'll take it back a little bit. They're separate, so I've got to go like that. That back a little bit. You can reshape that to look more into thingy, but that's good. Now, the centerpiece, ball. So long as that does not collide, does that, and does that. All these should now be attached. Just got to make sure that the top one here, because they're grouped, you've got to go in by one. That one, you've got to make sure that is not move, or it'll fall off, or add a joint. But this, we're only faking it, so we're going to top piece does not move. And do the same with the midsection. There, does not move. So that piece, and that piece do not move. So if we now come into the free mode and look at it, it's just standing there. Just floating away. So if we now grab that, we should better move it. Go in by one, go like that, and double click. That's already grouped, okay. We're going to rotate it to roughly how we want it. And put it into the hand. Now, because it's no longer a puppet, all those joints are all going to limp, because there's nothing to know how to say. To fix it, see how it's like floating around? To fix that, just tighten up all the joints, or tell the joints to do a certain thing. But if you don't mind the floppiness like that, leave it as it is. The joint bit, if you want to go and do that, put the X-ray on with those two, and we can just click on, ideally if you click on every single one, they'll all be joint. But if you get that one and go double click, it won't select them all because it's the joints. Ideally they need to make it so that that does work, but you can just go boom, boom, boom. Get every joint you can. I'm not going to worry about the hands because the hands can flop around a bit. It's not going to be that noticeable. Same with the feet. We'll do the ankles. You can multi-select by clicking and dragging, but we don't want to multi-click too many things by accident. So that's all fine. So that, oh, that one's not selected. Or is it? It's because that is, there we are. So the little dotted outline means they are selected. The hands aren't selected and the toes aren't. Then select, it doesn't matter which one you select, just hover over it, L1 square. And this is, if you tighten that up, that will make it springier. So it means it'll have a little, like, if you go, for example, say 90%, it will have a 10% give. That should be enough. So if we now go into it and go there, see how it's not moving as much, but you can still see the hands and the feet going around. And if you want it to be a little bit more ragdolly, you do the exact same things I just done, but instead of being at 90, turn it down to about 60%. Where are we coming here? Like for example, if you go click, like I'll show you, if I get that and go there and drag, did it select anything else? I suppose it doesn't matter if it did. Okay, I'll do it manually, it's more reliable. Click, 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 click. That's only the top part, but because we've already got this one here, if I remember correctly, we're going to turn it down to about, what did I say, 60%. Don't go too far down because that's when it starts getting the full floppiness. That is its tightness. That's how hard it is to move the joint. This is how well it returns to its original state, which is the default state. So 60% should be fairly springy. That's the front one. There you go. That's got a little bit of ragdoll to it, but not overly. And that's what you'd use as the fake. What you'd do is you'd get a clone of this one, of what it's supposed to look like, which would be this one. Like this. And then you go to about the same size, because we're faking it. Does it look about the same size? Not quite, it needs to be a little bit bigger. We'll go to about that. And then we're going to put you down there. I'm not going to worry about doing the snapping thing, because ideally what you wanted to do when this is hidden, it is to follow this around in case you want to put the puppet back down again. But we're going to open up its visibility, which is in there. And then we're going to come into this one and do the same with it. But because it's not a puppet, it doesn't have this full thing. It's just got that. Not visible, visible. Okay, I'm going to back out to this puppet, the one that's picking it up. And let's do the pickup function, just say. Now, I'm not going to worry about doing the I could quickly do an animation, but I'm not going to bother with it. what we're just going to do is grab a, like before, selector. It's the best way to make a switchable thing. Into here, into here, and choose what button we want it to be picking up. So square is the most common, so we'll go square to there. Okay, and by default we want it to be on the ground, so we want that puppet to be visible. So go click to A, and then when you pick it up, it goes to B. Okay, so now when we go to here, you can see it's on the ground, and if I hit square, it's like as if I picked it up. And now if I run around, oops, try that again, pick it up, move around. Oh, I want to put it back down again, and if I push square again, see it's back at default spot. That's why you use the teleport function is the best way to do it. This is what you could also do instead of doing this fake swap. If you get that one, and we'll attach it to the hand, to there. And then we grab him. Oh yeah, because that's not a puppet anymore. It's just a dummy, isn't it? That's why he's not following. And we grab a tag. Now this one here, I still get confused on it, but if I remember correctly, the teleporter doesn't go into what you want to teleport. It goes into what you want to teleport to it. The way I thought it was you put the teleporter in the thing you want to be able to teleport. But then I'd done that and it's like, it's not working. But the teleporter teleports the tag. So we're going to rename the tag to, we'll say pickup. We'll go pick. Right. Then we go just to, stop saying, right. Go to here, find pick. That should in theory be right. Close, close. Now if I come into here, get that just for testing purposes. Let's find out what button we want to add it to. So if I go right trigger to power on. Right trigger. I got it the wrong way around, didn't I? I knew I was going to get it wrong. So what? Okay, yeah. So I've got to swap out the pick, the tag, with the actual teleporter. So take that out. Grab this. I'll rotate it there. Put this into where it needs to be teleported to. You don't have to be too accurate because in theory you're not going to see it. I'm going to leave it on in this case just so you can see the way it works. Rotate please. Thank you. Okay, as you can see when that is turned on, that cross there is where it's teleporting to. So if you move that to roughly where you want the puppet to stay, so we'll say there-ish, just so you can get an idea on how you do it the other way. Now we'll try it. If I right trigger. Wait. Interesting. What's it doing? No, I had it the right way before. Okay, so if I just undo my stuff. And then come in. to there, to there. We'll try it again. Yeah, there we go. No. So it's moving that to the correct spot, but the thing is there. So hang on a second. No! The other way's correct. Because right now it's teleporting the hand to the spot. Whereas I needed to teleport the puppet to the hand. So yeah, the other way was correct. Okay, I'm just gonna plonk it. I'm not gonna attach it to the hand. I'm gonna just attach it to the puppet. Got this. Do that. While that is there, that's the location it's to teleport to. See, why it's doing that has got me baffled. I've got a feeling I've accidentally clicked something that I shouldn't have. Ah. If I click that, it's already clicked. It's already selected. Get rid of that. You see now nothing's moving. Let's try this. If I do that, okay. But then if I get you, oh, there we go. So you see how the puppet is now hovering there. So now in theory, if I make, so yeah, let's just clarify. So if I ever need to look back on it, I can. The teleporter has to go in the thing that is teleporting. The target has to go to in this case, the pick tag goes into where teleporting to. And then the affected object goes to the thing that's moving. Because the hip is the center, I've chosen the hip. So that bit will teleport to there. So if I ever need to confirm for myself, I can come back to this video as well. But we want this to do the teleportation thing at the same time as that is registering as picked up. So we can get rid of that one and go to that one. So if I do that, while it's on the ground, it'll be on the ground. If I come up to it, pick it up, walk somewhere, and put it down, it has picked it up, carried it, and dropped it. It's still using the fake because I haven't placed the exact location for it to teleport to in the hand, which means that it's less likely to interfere with this puppet's movements, but it still looks the part. So that's the picking up option. Okay, so if I grab those three and we'll move them over here. And these two go over here. And we're just going to throw in some texts. Of course, as with the other one, this will be released. You can use it in world. Grow and shrink. Do another one here. And carry. Okay, if you're wondering, those, you won't see them in the world, but the text will float there. So if I go in like this, if I choose that puppet, you can walk through and all that. So that's two of the main issues I've seen lately that people ask for help for. Again, this one here, if you get that, for example, and move that and put it, technically it's that dot. It's not the actual square. If you move that dot, let's place it back where it was. If you get that dot, and put that dot exactly where you want it to go to, and then you come into this guy, and if you do, you could in theory do that or that, to alter which way, that will change the orientation to be the same. So as you can see here, Y is up, but I want Y to be this way. So if I go match orientation and change the Y from there to there, that will lay it down. So if I now come out like this, find its visibility one, which is at the top there, and so I can easily for myself fix this. I'm just going to throw down another little chip. This is how if I'm doing a test, I will check it. So if I go there to there, I know that can go to there. Or I can just delete that and go from there to there. This is the way I would normally do it. So right now it's not visible because it's turned off, but I want it to be turned on all the time. So what you do is you grab a switch, like this, and just run that straight in. And then when I want to add it back into the toggle, I just move it from there to there and it's done. I don't have to open this puppet again. But now it will be permanently visible. So when I pick it up, click, as you can see, it's in the thing. But because I didn't put that chip onto the hand, it's just floating there. But it's the same technique. All you have to do is grab that, go to the hand, go to about there-ish, go to there, carry. See, now they're both in the hand, but as you can see, it's stiff because the actual large one is stiff. Again, you could also open him up, bring up the X-ray so you can see all the joints. This is how you can tell where the center is. Yellow is the parent, blue is the child, as it's named. So the blue one is attached to the yellow one. Blue one attached to the yellow one. Blue, yellow. 3 yellows. That is the center. Everything comes off the hip. So you just grab all this stuff, make it limp. The catch with this one here is you'd have to do is a keyframe. Have it stiff when it's on the ground, and when it teleports, make it limp. So you could do the fake, like I'm doing here, or literally just get, if I go back all the way out, two puppets. That's a proper puppet, then we'll clone him. And scale it down to about 50%. Turn the X-ray off. Delete him. And as with that one, we're going to stick the teleporter in here. That's to follow a wrong one. Teleporter. Because it's scoped in one, it's in the puppet. Then we can just grab him. Affected. That. That should now affect the entire thing. I'm not entering the tag yet because we haven't placed it. I'm going to open the hand. Grab a tag. Place it in the hand. As you can see, everything else is blurry. As I was saying before, see how it wasn't lining up exactly right? It's because I have that on. Turn it off, align it, turn it back on. Move it to, say, there, open it. Put that into the hand. That. And then rename the tag. Carry. Now if we come out to this one, open this up, we should be able to tap down or up to find carry. So now, that should go to that. But we want to do the same as like here, as you can see, like there's the Y. And there's the Y. So it's going to be leaning backwards. If I get, because Y is always up, put Y straight up. And then move this one, so Y is that way. And then Z is where the front is. And that's Z says placing down. We don't want to face down, we want to face it that way, so we'll go like that. So it will now be facing that direction. And its head will be in that direction. According to the X, Y, and Z's. Click, click. And we don't want it to not be able to be switched, so we'll go to there. So we'll go to there, 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 and there. Again, we're gonna grab the actually no, square, wasn't it? Square to toggle. Then we're gonna grab out this one, that, and when it is on B, do that. And if you want to go one further, we can go in and do the. In fact, I'll do it. If I come here, turn on the X-ray joins, grab a keyframe, get that ready. This is the way I do it. Have it already and have the menu you're going to have ready. Then you just come in here. We're not going to worry about the feet, but we want these. So X, 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 X. And on the head. So they're all selected now. Left shoulder square to open up that. That will then be adjusting all of them. If I now back all the way out. Did it? Oh, unselected. Damn. I'll do it this way. Keyframe. No, I can't do it that way because it doesn't let you. So if any of the developers watch, this is an issue. If you start a keyframe, you cannot then... I'll show you. Keyframe, I want to now select these things. I can't select them through it. I have to cancel the keyframe, delete it, go through and select all these joins again. There, open, open, open. I cannot, as I had before, like select multiples, have just the one open, have it edit all of them. And it is annoying as hell. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, because I cannot be screwed animating them with the keyframe and all that, I'm just going to literally just select all the ones I think need to be selected, you know, fake and stay. And of course I've already got them open, I can just tell that we'll go with 75. So now when I thingy, that one should, where is it, over there? In theory that should be elastic. If I possess that, pick it up, it's holding it. That's the non-fake version. Again, just adjust the XYZs, because why it's not going to correctly XYZ, but you get the idea. That's the non-fake version. This way here is a lot trickier to get to look right. This way is easier, because you've got one that can be animated, and then you've got the ragdoll in the hand. So, choose your technique. Okay, I'll hide them, grab you and you. And I will clone that. Now if I call this one call that a carry TP, and call that one a fake swap. So if anyone wants to try and fiddle with them, by all means. What are we at? 58 minutes. I could show you a quick first-person camera trick to fill in the gap, but I'm not going to bother. I'll leave that for the next episode. While we've got that, we'll do another quick save. Okay. Let's see, what else could people be having issues with? Heads and shit disappearing. Our characters disappearing. If I grab another puppet, just do a quick one here. If you place that, and for example, I'm not going to make it too detailed, but we'll get, what am I doing? That one. Yeah. We'll grab a circle. Imagine this big ball I'm doing right now is long hair on a character. That is long hair on a character. Align it. Okay, and we're going to attach it to its head. Of course, that's where hair's attached, right? So if you go into here, attach it to its head. Scale it to the size we like. And align it so it looks kind of like hair. Off. No friction. No density. Okay, when we try and possess this puppet, There it's fine, but then when you go into like how the character disappears and you want to avoid that, there's multiple ideas to fix that. But the simplest one is, I don't know exactly how the camera works, but if we go to the clone tool, and we clone its head, we'll pull it out, back out one. Then we're going to go, remove the hair off the back, hide the head, so the head's not visible. Then move this to the neck, and we're going to attach the head to the neck. Get that. Okay, right now it's attached to the neck. Then if we back out, go back to there, and run a test. Oh, gotta remember to, if you're doing this, remember to turn off the heads, move, and all that sort of shit. So, because those two are grouped, that one's got to be turned off. Then we'll go there. The camera, so the character doesn't disappear. There, it still looks relatively normal. The hair is still long, but you don't lose the character because it's the camera is focusing from the head somehow, and this long hair is, it feels like I can't see through it, so invisible. Doing it this way, it's no longer attached to the head, it's attached to the neck. It doesn't disappear. So if you've got, even without the hair, like the hair trick, if it's just a massive head, get rid of that. Your head is just massive. It can do the same thing with that as well. But with it like that, the character will stay on screen more reliably. You can also add a third-person camera. I'm working currently on a rig that does first and third, so you better switch first and third on the fly with this rig, which will just be attached to your character. But I've got to work out a couple of the, like, how to make it work reliably with the controller without interfering with other, like, for example, if someone's got a puppet and up and down on the D-pad does something, I've got to make it so that you can still use your up and down on the D-pad to do it, but if you want to change your view of the thing, you got to do the same button presses. So like it could be like an L1 and up and down, but I'll work that out. But that's how you stop your character from disappearing. Don't attach the stuff to the head. Copy the head, make sure it doesn't move, so turn its movement off, and attach it to the neck. You won't get the fluid movement between the neck and the head because they're attached, but it won't disappear. So if I just undo all those, and then move you back, and then I'm going to grab this. Vanish fix. So if you're on Dreams and you use this to see how to do these things, like if you watch this stream, like grow shrink. Dark River 7, hello. I'm just explaining, I'm helping people out in Dreams. So if you've got Dreams and you're getting stuck, look me up, live after me, throw me a message, say, dude, I'm stuck. How can I fix this? How can I do that? If I can help, I will. This here is your, I'm going to play. That is your grow shrink. People are getting stuck on how to make characters grow and shrink. Yeah, shrink. And this one here grows. Then we've got the blue guy here picks up this little blue guy here. So if you're getting stuck with that, and same with if you're getting stuck with a different version of that picking it up. So this guy here picks him up, but from anywhere. So back to edit mode. If you've got any questions, dude, ask away. This one here is how to fix the characters vanishing. If you've got dreams, dude, or dudette, I'm not going to assume your gender, then you'll know what this is all about. If you don't have it, it's a creation suite. It's not just this stuff. If I back out to here, do a quick save. If you want to make music, you can do music as well. So for example, if we choose, oh wait, there we go. No. That one. That's all your sound options. When you're in here, you can record your sound. Where are we? And that's your sound mode. So you can create, for example, that. You can create your own music. So if you like making music, you can make music in there. You can also make movies, but you'd use... Alright, take it easy, dude. You can also use the puppet function, the... what do you call it? The recorder function to record a puppet to make a movie. Recently, I think it's still on sale. Dreams is on sale, so look into it. If you haven't got it, it's definitely worth it. Well, I'm at a little over an hour, so I've done carrying, grow shrink, and how to stop your character from vanishing. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I can quickly do. No worries, dude. Again, if you're on, look me up if you need help. I'm more than happy to throw you a helping hand. Let's see, is there anything? I'll quickly show you a quick first person tip as well. If you're going to do a first person without the camera moving, you can use their first person puppet, or you can just go to the head, grab a camera, attach it to the head, align it. I don't do it for the views, dude. I do it to help people out. Okay, there. Go into it. Let's look to where we need to look to. We'll set it about there. And then we go into the puppet. We'll grab that. Oh, wrong button. There. And we'll just use... we'll go left trigger. There. So if I now possess this puppet, every time I hit left trigger, it will go to that camera. If you get motion sick from that, add a keyframe while the puppet's main thing is open. Go keyframe, add there, and then turn, where is it? That one. Turn that one down to, I'll go 10 for now. Okay it. And then when the left trigger is pulled, activate that as well. That will make the character less on the wobbly side. Restart. Left trigger. Less wobbly. You don't have the look function, but it's there. But there you go. I'll do a quick save. And I will put a label on him for Cam. Okay, well I'm going to save this, throw it up, end the stream. Actually, I'll show the save options in the stream so you can see how to save as well. So we want to upload this. So what we're going to do is, the way I normally do it is it's saved, because I can't save it anymore, I'll back out. Say no to that. Goes back to my list. That's a character I'm currently working on. Open it up. Give it a description. It was shrink and carry. We'll throw this into there. Template. Useful. And remixable. Okay, so there we go. Help stream episode 1. It's got the description so people can see everything, and it's a tag. So if someone searches stream video, template, whatever, it'll come up. Then you go to release. Certain ones can be released as private, so no one can view it, or as playable, so it cannot be mixed. But this one here, I'm doing it all so people can mix it. If I tick that one, it will be unlisted, so people can still technically still see it, but they can't. It's up there, but it's hidden. If that makes sense. So you can, if you know it's there, you can find it, but it's not going to be on the list. So you can't manually go, oh, there's the list, what's up? You have to know exactly what you're looking for. Again, you can add notes. So if you're doing a collaboration, you can add notes in here saying, I fixed this for you or whatever, and then you go release. You can tell it not to tell you that anymore. I'll leave that on, so I got this extra chance to back out. It's basically saying that when it's released, it's there for good. You cannot delete it. And you go, yeah, I'm fine with that. It releases. The second that goes, it is now released. Okay, your creation has been released. It is now on the list. People can now view it and edit it. Then I would go back out, delete it. This will delete the offline version, that one there, not the online version. That one cannot be deleted. So that's remixable online. That's saved offline. Where are we? I'll try and find one of the other ones. Oh yeah, it's not going to show me because, okay, I'll delete it so you can see the different icons. Okay. How's this? Okay. That one, remixable online. Private save online. Let's see if I can find one that's playable but not mixable. And if you look too, it's only showing me the ones that are online, which is annoying. There you go. That means it's playable, not mixable. Because we've got the little controller, not the thing. And if if you're playing Dreams and you're having this issue happening, where you cannot view your private creations, filter, save locally. It will then bring up all your locally saved ones. Again, it's not my internet because I'm clearly still streaming. It is their server end playing up. When you first go in there, it's supposed to show everything. But something in this filter here is breaking when you do a search. And as you see, online. None of my offlines are showing. I have to manually come up to here, show offline. Or not saved online, which will show the ones that are not saved online. Or saved online only. You can filter it. Never saved online means... Don't ask me why that's there, because once it's saved online, you can't unsave it from online. But yeah, so if you're having the issue where it's not showing your offline saves, see now it's showing the offline saves. Now it's not. It's like... But that's just one of the little niggly problems. But these go, a little over an hour. It's up, you can play with it, test out your stuff. Again, if you see me online, live after me, you're stuck, like you're doing a creation, it's like, I'm stuck, is there any chance you know anything about this? If I know anything about it, I will throw you a message, you can try this, you can try that. The carry one and the grow shrink, they're from people I saw online were having issues with it. I've helped them out. That's, if they watch this video, they can see the ways you can do it. The head disappearing, I just know a lot. There's a lot of Sonic the Hedgehog characters because they got the bigger head. When you get certain angles, the character disappears. That's a way they can fix it. Detach the head or copy the head, make the head invisible, the original head invisible. The copied head, make it not movable and attach it to the neck. It's less likely to disappear. Same with the first-person camera one. If you want a rigged first-person camera, I do have a couple up. Like if I go to my creations, first-person camera. There's the yellow icon. Okay. There's my two first-person cameras. That one isn't... There we go. That's my original one. That's my version 2. I'm currently working on version 3, which combines third and first. But like if we open it up and go view, it is literally just a camera. And if I do that, I'm moving my right stick to look up, down, left and right. If I go into, for example, edit mode, it's going to let me edit. There we go. This is what you get. It's a little box. If you zoom in once, you'll get the chip. Open the chip up, and here's your functions. This is so that it should only work if you're possessing the character you're in. What you do is you wire up your character possession to there, the activation button to there, so that if you're possessing the puppet and you activate it, it will switch to this. But for that bit there to activate, you got to turn the test off. So you put it in your puppet. This here, trigger zone, will determine whether it's in a puppet. Again, you can adjust this if your puppet, if it doesn't fit exactly. If that detects a possessed puppet within that, it will allow a signal to go to here. And then when you activate the button that you want to switch to first person in your puppet, it will come along here and switch and activate the camera. Visibility turns it off so you don't see in the box. Standard is the amount of movement. If you look, actually I'll turn it back on so you can see it. When you look up and down, I'll do play. When I look up and down, the camera will move to a certain degree. It's like, hang on, I'll go in. I've got to play. The amount it moves can be adjusted with the, where are we? With that. Standard is a small amount. Non-standard is a little extra. So it goes more degrees of movement. And inverted means like when you go up and down on the stick, whether it goes up and down on the, like if you push up, do you want it to look down or up? That is what that one is for. That you just place into your character. Wham bam, thank you ma'am, off you go. You don't have to wire it if you don't want to, but you will get this, as you can see, like the blurry edges, you'll get that because you haven't changed anything. But if you change the visibility and do not wire it, that blurriness will disappear, but it'll be attached and it would always be active. That's why the test is turned on by default, so that you can just plonk it in your character, off you go. Oh, got another viewer. Okay. I've got a third-person camera as well, which is TPC. Come on, server. So that's the third-person camera, which I've also done. The current rig I'm working on now is going to be this one and the other one combined. So you'll use your right stick to look up, down, left, and right, and you hit a button and it'll switch first and third. Currently, it's got first, third behind, and third in front. Because the way I'm doing the rigging, it doesn't do a full rotation of the character. Like if I show you this one, this does the same thing. When you're in the puppet, it goes fully round, but when you're in the camera, it only goes to like that far around. The rig I'm working on now goes to about 180 degrees, so it goes directly to its side, but you can't look from the front. The one I'm working on now has a switch, so you can go from behind or from in front, and that way you can get the full rotation of the character. Same with the look up and down, it doesn't do the full rotation. And if I bring out this one, this is the one you stick in your puppet. If you download the thing, don't try and take it out of that one. Use this one. If you zoom into it, there's the chip. Very similar to the other one. It's got the visibility switch, power, and invert. Again, the invert is up and down. So if you look up, it goes up. Look down, it goes down. Or when you go down, it looks up. Inverted. Okay, so that's the cameras. I can show you a quick look at where's the rig? Not that one. There's the rig there. If I open it up, that's the rig there. You can see it moving up, down, left, right. It has a first and a third person possibility. So if I go to edit, for example, and open that up, you can see it's got all like the camera power, the visibility, the invert, and all that's there. And if you look where the camera is, just there, to make this first person to a third person, it's just going to slide the camera from there to back here somewhere, and then invert the look left, look right, because that way when you're rotating around the character, you're not seeing it like reversed. If I go into it and go to that character there, I can't remember what button I wired it up to, but I think it was touchpad. No, triangle. There it is. See, and that's the whoop, bit upskirt there. See, that's as far as sideways it goes. But then when you hit the other button, wrong one. Was it up on the D-pad? Down? Goes around to the front, so you can see from the front. Again, work in progress, coming out soon. This is an unreleased character. I've got a handful of a lot of unreleased characters. Because of the moderation system on the Dreams end, I kept getting moderated. So I don't release any of the, in my opinion, normal characters. Like, for example, that one there I wouldn't get away with because it's got anatomically correct body. Those ones there, the cartoony looking ones, that one there is fairly realistic looking. I don't release them because they're just going to get flagged and pulled down. Characters like this one, I release because if they flag me for it, it's like, what are they flagging me for? This is a slime character. She's, if you're downloading it to be a male, just delete the breasts. It'll be a male character. Or you just hide the breasts. And then when you press triangle, it goes to slime. Here you can't go through the gap. Oh no, it's too big. Go to slime, and it can squeeze through the gap. That's its gimmick. The one back here, that's a tree spirit. That one isn't released because the last rubber body I released, they flagged it. That is a HUD element that you can download. I'll give you a quick look. If I go to edit, that's the chip you stick into your character. This is for people who don't really want to make their own HUDs. It's got your basic, your level. At the moment, level just slowly goes up on its own. You don't have to do anything to earn it. It's got a guide for the stamina bar. It's got your health bar. Actually, if I go into it, you can see it. See, there's the HUD. So every time you jump, it uses up a green bar. Brown bar, you can no longer jump and you can no longer run. As the green fills back up again, you can run, which also means you can jump. As you get hurt, the red bar will slide along to the left. Slowly over time, I think it's every minute, you'll gain a level. The number 1 will go up. Obviously, you can wire that how you like. If you go into the chipset, that one you can turn it off so it turns off the timer for the levels. You can make the levels a counter for collecting stuff. When it gets to the maximum level, which is 10, it restores your health to a certain point. That's what the modifiers are for. What you got to do is you got to wire you possessing the character into there, your character's health to there. If you got a collection, like got to collect coins, every time you collect something, you wire it into there. And if your character's death thingy, you wire it into there. So it makes the little sounds when it happens, and the HUD represents it all. Okay. Nearly an hour and a half. I've given you a quick little show of some of my stuff. I've given you the guides. I hope it helps. Part 2 I'll pull out in a week's time, so I'm doing it every Thursday at about this time. I'm going to try and keep it under an hour. This one I've done this little extra bit afterwards, just to show you some of the creations. That one, and a couple of the others are ones that I found online that are good, but I found issues that I corrected and I've re-uploaded. But I did it private to, so other people aren't getting my downloads instead of the downloads. Okay, well I'm going to call it. Take care of yourselves. I'll catch you all next time. Stay safe. What are we doing? Here we go. Catch you all next time.